Bruce Lee, he said, be happy, but never satisfied. This phrase really sums up how I feel almost every day. I've got a wife, I've got 6 kids, I've got a business to run, I've got employees in multiple countries around the world. Oftentimes people ask me, when are you ever going to just be happy? When are you going to be satisfied? When are you going to settle down? And if that is a question that you have been asked as a business owner, as somebody who works within a business and is pushing hard, as somebody who is also raising a family, then I feel you. I totally get it. You feel like you're giving your very best. You feel like no matter what, you can never get the perfect balance between family and work or life or leisure, and working on your marriage, working on raising your teenage kids all the way down to the little ones, and making sure your employees and your team get the attention that they deserve from you as their leader. All these questions are constantly being bombarded into this one little brain of mine, and it's sometimes just way too much for me to process all at once. And to be honest, I don't have the answers. I wish I had the answers. Otherwise, I would not be stuck in this predicament. I know some people look like they've really got it figured out. And when I see those kind of people, sometimes what happens is I get comments from some people who think that I've got it figured out. And I may have just one step more than the person who's asking me, but to them, it looks like I've reached the pinnacle. I've gotten to the level where everything is working itself out and life is perfectly balanced. Let me just tell you something. It doesn't matter what stage you are in life or in business or in relationships or with money. You will never have it completely figured out, because the way your mind works is that everything is on a scale. I was sitting in the front row once at a Tony Robbins event, and he said something that, I mean, he said this 100 times, but every single time he says it, it reminds me of perspective. For example, he says, you think that getting fired from your job is the worst thing that could happen until you hear that your daughter just got hit by a car. You think that's the worst thing in the world until you hear that you've got cancer too, or your wife's got cancer. Like, everything in your life, whatever the biggest problem in your life is, whether it's that you stubbed your toe, or that you lost $1 million, or you lost $100, or that the person you love most in life has a terminal disease, whatever it is that is currently the biggest problem in your life is going to feel huge to you, because that's just the way the brain functions. I think that what Bruce Lee is saying is, like, if you're not happy, if you don't choose happiness, and by the way, I am completely within that belief system that happiness is a choice. Happiness is not based on conditions, because then how could people who are in horrible conditions be happy? How could people who've gone through Auschwitz and all kinds of horrible things, that, you know, the Khmer Rouge, you know, and the atrocities that happen in China, all these horrible things that happen. Nelson Mandela, for example, being in prison for years and years and years for a political reason. How could those kind of people survive all that and still be happy, when there's other people who have everything served up on a silver platter, and they become Hollywood stars and the world adores them, and then they go and kill themselves because they're so depressed and don't have any of the happiness? So happiness is a choice. So when it says be happy, it doesn't mean go out and go get and buy things and surround yourself with things that make you happy. Decide to be happy now. It's good for your health. It's good for your business. It's good for personal relationships. It's good for the people around you who love you and who you love. It's good in every single way to choose happiness regardless of your circumstances. But once you're satisfied, that's when you stop growing. That's when your business stops innovating. That's when your children stop seeing you as somebody who's a leader in your family. That's when people stop respecting you as much. If you are satisfied with where you are, then there is no standing still. You don't stop, you go backwards. Your body is aging. Things deteriorate. The systems you put in place before stop working. If I at any point decide, hey, I'm satisfied with where I'm at, let's just stop and let this thing keep doing the same thing over and over, guess what's going to happen? Social media is going to change. The rules are going to change. What people are interested in are going to change. Is Facebook going to be around forever? Absolutely not. For now, is it the best option that I know of? Absolutely yes. But the moment I stopped listening and paying attention to what's working among other influencers, among other businesses, among the people who are driving the industry forward, among the people who are taking their following from platform to platform to platform. The moment I stop paying attention and figuring out how can I take advantage of that next trend, then I think our business is done, right? It'll be a slow death because we've got a lot of things right, but it will be definitely the beginning of the end. So the message I want to say today is you're always going to be surrounded with people who tell you to relax, who tell you to slow down, who tell you, hey, you're doing super well. Why don't you just take a break? Choose happiness, but never be satisfied with where you are. Always look at what's the next level. What's the next thing? Maybe you'll never reach it, but you better be trying. You better be looking for the next thing, the next partnership that's going to propel you forward, the next technology, the next new way to add value to your audience and to your peers and your clients and your colleagues, the next more efficient way to work so that you put in less effort and get more output. That is what you need to be striving for. Never be satisfied, but always be happy. That's my message for you guys.